Okay, so within the book, we've also got just some general, here's some fractions. You know, remember I said, have a look at this, you know, what's 20% of this, what's 3/5 of something. So just in general terms, you know, if you want to know this in real life situations, what's half of something, you know, then you've got to know how to multiply and divide using fractions, okay? So here's just some general questions, but let's just flick it to another page. Okay, so supposing I wanted to know not what 2/3 of 8 was, but suppose I want to know what 2/3 of a half is. All right, I know my wife does some Christmas baking. Okay, supposing she asks me, I've got half a stick of butter here, I need 2/3 of it. What's that? Okay, half a stick of butter. Oh, what's 2/3 of 1/2? What's 2/3 times 1/2? Okay, so here's a little multiplication problem with fractions. Now, here's the important thing. With addition and subtraction of fractions, you need the lowest common denominator. You can't just do it as it is. All right, you can't just add numerators and add denominators. You need a common denominator. With multiplication and division, you don't. Honestly, with multiplication, it really is, for very quick purposes, let's multiply the numerators. What's 2 times 1? It's 2. Let's multiply the denominators. That's 6. And pretty much that's the answer. You would then reduce it to 1/3. Okay? So that's just a very basic way. Multiplying fractions, just numerators, just denominators. Okay? So I'll just hold it for that for a second. Because how about division of fractions? Okay? Now, something once told me, an old teacher of mine just said, copy dot flip. Copy dot flip. You copy the first. Alright, where's my pen gone? Right. 2/3. And you said put a dot. Well, that means you are changing it to a multiplication. You change the division to a multiplication problem, then you would do like you do on this side of the paper. Okay? So I'm going to flip the second one. Right? Keep the first. Flip the second, and now it's a multiplication. And then you just do exactly what we did over on the other side, okay? What's 2 times 2? It's 4. What's 3 times 1? It's 3. Okay? So there we go. And that's the answer. If you had to write that as a mixed number, that's 1 and 1/3. Okay? But right for now, that's fine. Okay? So there's a very quick multiplication and division of fractions. Okay? Let's go back to this other paper. Right. How about this one? What's 12 times 2/3? Well, the thing about this is, write the 12, if you need to, as 12 over 1. Okay? Times 2/3. Okay, well, just very quickly, 12 times 2 on the top is 24. 1 times 3 on the bottom is 3. And that will give you 8. Okay? 24 divided by 3 is 8. That's the answer. Okay, now then, I'm going to show you little kind of tips and tricks about this, though. With multiplications of fractions, okay, you can make life a little bit simpler. I mean, that wasn't too bad, just multiply and reduce, but suppose you had some really big numbers, okay, and when you multiplied, that fraction was really big and horrible to reduce. Well, if you actually look at this, look at diagonally. Now, I'm not multiplying diagonally like you've seen me do before, okay? Look at this 12 on the top here, all right? And look at the 3 on the bottom here, okay? Well, you can reduce those right now, because one on top, one on bottom. Both of those numbers, a 12 and a 3, will divide by 3. If I divide the 12 by 3, can I cancel it and it becomes a 4. If I divide this 3 by 3, it becomes a 1, okay? And then what I've got left is, okay, what's 4 times 2? It's 8. What's 1 times 1? It's 1. It's still 8, just like the previous, sorry, pen slip in there, just 8, just like we had in the previous slip, okay? So you can do that sometimes with big numbers. It's kind of nice. I mean, watch this. I'll just throw a very quick example. Suppose I have 22 over 9 times 3 over 11. Now you might think, ooh, 22 times 3, big number, 99 times 11, might be a big number, I've got to try and reduce it. Okay, might not be too bad, but if you look diagonally, look, 22 and 11, they'll both divide by 11. 11 divided by 11 is 1, 22 divided by 11 is 2. Okay, so I've just reduced it right there in the question instead of the end. Look at 3 and 9. 3 will divide by 3, I'll get 1. 9 will divide by 3, I'll get 3. What I'm left with then is, okay, what's 2 times 1? It's 2. What's 3 times 1? It's 3, and there it is. There's the answer already reduced. Okay? If I hadn't have done, quickly, if you can still see it, 22 times 3 over here is 66. 9 times 11, which is original on the bottom there, is 99. And then you would have to reduce it. Now, that might not be too bad, okay? But that's a big number to reduce, instead of maybe looking at the question itself and reducing it within the question right now. Okay? Just little things to think about. Right. Okay. Look at this one over here. How about 18 divided by 2/3? It's a division problem. If I write 18 as 18 over 1, okay, and then remember, copy, dot, flip the second one. Copy, dot, flip. I'm turning the second one upside down, okay, the reciprocal, and it's now a multiplication. Now, very quickly, I can kind of think to myself, okay, it's 36. No, it's not. What's 18 times 3, folks? Not 18 times 2. 18 times 3. 18 times 3 is a 54. That's on the top. 1 times 2 on the bottom is 2. 54 divided by 2 will give me 27. Okay, so that's the answer. 18 divided by 2/3 is 27. Now that's me just doing multiplying numerators, multiplying denominators, and then simplifying. But again, supposing I look at the question and think, okay, can I look at these diagonally? Okay, and maybe, no, don't multiply please, just look and go, okay, 18 will divide by 2, I get 9. 2 will divide by 2, say 1 on top, 1 on bottom, I'll get 1. What I'm left with is 9 times 3 is 27. 1 times 1 on the bottom is 1, so it's still 27. Okay, so there we go. Maybe I'll just do this last one. How about this one? This is just me going, okay, what is 3/5 of, means multiply. 25, you can write as 25 over 1. And again, I tend to kind of look at these diagonally, look at the 5 and the 25. You can write 3 times 25 is 75. And then 5 times 1 is 5, and 75 divided by 5 is 25. But I could just do this as well. No, it's not. So it's 15, sorry. Right, okay. So, do this. That's why I'd rather do this. Divide that by 5, I get 1. Divide that by 5, I get 5. All I'm left with on the top is 3 times 5, which is 15. And 1 times 1, which is 1. That's why 3/5 of 25 is 15.